Okay, and that takes us on to week 12, which is press releases. So you've done all your automation now, you've done your hard work, you've got your site structure really right, you've got your optimization right in your website, you've moved on, you've tried to automate everything as much as possible, so when you do add new pages to your website in the future, then hopefully everything will appear on hundreds of other web pages at the same time as well, so you're making your time as efficient as possible by doing so. But now it's time to really launch your website and get visitors from other sources, and press releases is probably the first way to do that online. What you want to do is actually cover a few different factors here. You want to focus worldwide in your industry sector in terms of search engine optimization. You want to include a keyword phrase within your press release title and within your press release as well, to actually maybe try and target your press release for a certain keyword phrase. But you also want to be focusing local as well as worldwide, obviously, improve your brand awareness in the long term, and also bring you more relevant leads as well. Think of traffic, think of conversion rates, think of the amount of people that would actually want to click through and visit more, get more information from your website, after reading your press release. So a few press release tips. Press releases online are slightly different to conventional offline press releases. They need to be, shorter in terms of paragraphs. Just a couple of lines per paragraph. Short and punchy. Brilliant punchy title. But the first 2 lines of your press release, absolutely needs to tell the full story and explain why readers want to go through the full press release and read a little bit more. Keep all paragraphs short, right through the press release while developing your story. Include a call to action. If you're offering survey results, explain where people can actually go to find out more results. If you're offering an overview of a report that you've just published, give a link to the report where people can actually download the full report. Hopefully in exchange for an opt-in to your autoresponder, where they're actually going to leave your name and email address in order to actually download the full report as well. Also, another tip here is always include a non-HTML full HTTP : version of a URL within a press release. What I mean by that is every website address at the beginning of it has HTTP : www. And then your domain name. And if you include that full version of your website address, what happens is a lot of websites that reprint the press release will actually turn that link into a live link and link to your website. So include that link, within your press release, and a lot of people that do choose to reprint your press release will actually turn that into a live link. So really worthwhile there. Where to publish your press release? There's a service called prweb.com. That's probably the most popular online press release services. So prweb.com, that's their website there. You can just log in and create an account there. So that's all different press releases that have been submitted. Now, the more money you pay, the higher that you actually feature on their website. So how much do you pay to begin with? Well, they've got 3 main services. They've got an $80 service, $120 service, and a $200 service. For the $80 service, you actually get to be featured in Google News, Yahoo News. You get to choose 5 industry targets to actually feature your press release with. Obviously, they've got hundreds of different categories that PR people, that news teams worldwide actually subscribe to their RSS feeds to get press releases. And you get to choose 5 of these different categories to actually target your press release towards. So that's all for the $80 package. So it is worthwhile doing that. Another UK site that's worthwhile submitting your press release to is called Pressbox. Pressbox is a free online press submission service. So that's the Pressbox website. All you do is, you just have to register to actually be able to submit your own press release there. But certainly free, worthwhile to give a go to, worthwhile testing to. Now, the other thing that you need to bear in mind with press releases is testing and actually just seeing what works and what doesn't, and where are actually reprinting, republishing your press releases. Now, to track everything, what you need to be doing is actually tracking the titles and where the titles of your press releases are being republished. And there's a service called Google Alerts that you can actually use in order to track the titles, the publications, the amount of publications that have published titles with the exact title of your press release. So the trick is, for PRWeb and for pressbox.co.uk, use slightly different titles in your press releases. Submit these titles as what's called Google Alerts. And then if you put this title in here and your email address in here and say create alert, whenever there's actually a publication that's published that's using your title that you've used in your press release, they'll send you an email. So you'll be able to track exactly how many people are actually republishing your press release. And the great thing is actually you can actually go back to people after that and say, can I give you some more information, or can I give you some more specific detail, or how could we possibly get featured a little bit more in the future? You can form better relationships with people and keep your own database, keep your own spreadsheet of people that are publishing your press releases on a regular basis. And then you can actually personally submit your press releases to these people that are republishing your press release in the future. So you've got more of a chance of getting more press release publishing going on in the future if you keep track of exactly who is actually publishing your press release. So Google Alerts, build your own database of online publications that republish. If you do build your own database, you're taking out the reliance. You might not necessarily have to pay for press releases in the future if you do track everyone personally. You can track websites and contact them personally and get email addresses of people personally and actually send out personal press releases in the future. So in terms of successful local promotion, you can't actually really completely use online press releases as fantastic local promotion. So you always will have to rely on personal relationships with newspaper editors, perhaps use a PR firm. You can't completely rely on PRWeb and Pressbox for getting fantastic local coverage in press. So you always have to do a little bit of both. But press releases online, is a combination of fantastic search engine optimization as well as, good general publication as well. So it's important to do both, local press releases and, big worldwide press releases for search engine optimization purposes and traffic purposes as well. Okay, so that's a brief summary of online press releases. It's the first thing that you should be doing. Once your website's really out there and you want visitors to come to your website in great numbers, definitely try those couple of services, prweb.com and pressbox.co.uk, and definitely track the republishing of each release.